Bonus Brief Brewery Bio, number 5, Lone Pine Brewing Company.
So my name's Tom Madden. This is John Paul. We're the co-owners of Lone Pine Brewery.
Hey all, Amanda here, and welcome to bonus episode 5 of 8 here on Great Beer Adventure. I think this is the part where I'm supposed to give you 5 golden rings, but I got you something even better. Hint, it rhymes with deer. Not good with hints? Okay, I'll tell you. It's beer. First, though, a big thank you to the Maine-Breweries Guild and their freshman orientation event. All right, here you go. What is your origin story?
We're located here in East Bay side of Portland, Maine. We're on Anderson Street. We're a big pink stucco building that we opened back in March. We have a tasting room and our production facility right in the same location. We run a couple of different beers through our tasting room, and we are currently out in the market as well. We have about 120 accounts here in Southern Maine that we self-distribute to. So John and I were classmates in high school at Thornton Academy in Saco, just south of Portland. We met in school at the time. We were in a band together. We had various business ventures that we wanted to take on at that time. Parted ways after high school, still kept in touch. And then later on, time was kind of right. I had sort of grand plans of opening this brewery about 3 or 4 years ago. Timing was never right. John moved back. He has experience in sales. My background was brewing. We didn't really, I think, need too many brewers rubbing elbows in our 700 square foot facility. So we had John come in as our curator. He's the one who gets the word out for us, drops off the kegs. We really needed that side of the business as well. So signed John on at that point, and from there it was just gangbusters. We hit the ground running and haven't stopped since.
Tell us about a couple of your brews.
Sure. So the first beer that we produced was Portland Pale Ale. It's an American-style pale ale. Maine has been very well known for its English-style pales since the beginning of the craft beer culture that started growing here about 30 years ago. We wanted to refresh that style, bring in something a little bit new, a little bit more tailored towards the current consumer palate. So we brought out an American-style pale, which is lighter in body and has a lot of flavorful hops, little boutique-y hops that we add very late in the process that bring out a lot of the flavors and aromas of those hops. So that was the first beer we ran. It was the majority of our production, about 90% of our total production throughout the summertime. Now that the tourists have sort of started making their way out of Maine, we've been able to catch up a little bit and put a few other beers through into our production schedule. We started brewing Brightside IPA, which is, again, an American-style IPA, another beer with a light body and a lot of hop content. Not on the bittering side, but more on the flavoring side. That was the second beer we started running. We've done about 6 or 7 batches of that now. And then we ran our first batch of the Chaga Stout, which is an American-style dry stout brewed with a fungus known as chaga, which is very similar in characteristics to coffee. We partnered with Northspore Mushrooms, who forage and cultivate mushrooms here in southern Maine. They provided us with the chaga that we used for that beer. And we just ran off our first batch of that. It was available in 750 milliliter bottles as well as on draft. With that, we put that on the market about a week and a half ago. We're just about done with it now. We'll be releasing it every 3 or 4 months, just while Northspore has a chance to catch up and source us more chaga. And as winter sort of winds on, we've just brought in some new equipment, so we'll be able to sort of increase those product lines further down the road. We're really excited to start getting creative with those beers as we move forward.
What feeling do you want people to have when they come and visit you?
Just really welcoming and definitely intimate. I mean, it's a small facility in general. You know, they can see right into the actual brewing side. It is 2 levels, basically. We're, divided by about 3.5 feet. It's pretty open where they can kind of see exactly how we do what we do. It is basically a large-scale home brewing system in the sense of Tom being able to tell them the process. We just want them to feel welcome. And Abby, our tasting room manager, is great. We have, I think, probably more chairs and tables per capita for a tasting room than anywhere else. But yeah, and what's great about it right now is we're able to start offering more and more different beers because we were really stuck to, especially in the summer months, to Portland Pale Ale, especially with its success. It was a good problem to have. But now, Tom's able to do a lot of other beers and really kind of flex his brewing skills in general. So people can come in and actually try things that, they that weren't even available a couple months ago, kind of start doing a pilot system that I think we both really wanted to do. We're finally being able to jump into that, and I think people will see that a lot more in January and February especially.
And as always, what was your first beer memory?
Good beer memories? Oh, man.
So I think, like many young Americans, I earned my beer knowledge stripes in college. Went to school in Rhode Island, and Rhode Islanders are very fond of their Narragansett. So Narragansett was very common down at Bryant University where I went to school. That was probably the commonplace. So starting there, and then I guess there was nowhere to go but up, which was nice. I went to school basically while this craft beer revolution was really catching hold. So it was very inspirational actually to see sort of my class, people of my age, really taking an interest in this culture, in this industry, and paying attention to what craft breweries were doing at the time. To witness that and then take that away from college, get back into this industry, that was when I knew that this was something that, we can really get behind and will be a sustaining and long-term industry for the future. So it was cool to sort of be able to parlay my experiences with Narragansett into a business some 10 years later.
Sure. I just remember having, back when, and they still are very much craft, but, having Sam Adams and Harpoon and thinking, that was as craft as you're going to get. When I'm a 21-year-old college student, those were the beers that I thought I was, drinking the craft of the craft. And at the time, it almost, was in a lot of ways. So it's been just so fun to kind of see how much they've grown in the amount of time, that's only 9 years from then, and just how much has changed in the industry.
Thank you and congratulations to all of Maine's newest brewers. Also, a huge shout out to the Maine Brewers Guild. You can find links to them and to Lone Pine Brewing Company over on the website at greatbeeradventure.com/bonus5. If you all, our fabulous co-adventurers, would like to support the show, check out our Patreon page. For less than the cost of a beer, you can show us some love. Go to greatbeeradventure.com/support. If you want to see even more from our adventures, follow us on Instagram at greatbeeradventure. And be sure to subscribe to the show. That way, you won't miss a thing. Great Beer Adventure is part of the Great Pint Society. Cheers.